I was with my childhood best friend, and we were on a train. And the train was set up with benches where everyone was facing outward, so everyone could look out the window, and you're sitting side by side with the other passengers. And so we were engaged in a conversation. She moved to Ottawa when we were 10, and she's quite established in Ottawa and no intentions of moving home. But in the dream, she was telling me how she was really desperate to move home, and she was willing to try to get her whole family to uproot and move back with her. And we were having this deep conversation about her coming back and how that would look and how she could make it work. And as we're having this conversation, I'm reaching down and I'm eating these gorgeous red grapes that are perfect, like the perfect texture. They're juicy and crunchy and delicious. And I keep reaching down and I'm eating them as we're having this conversation. And eventually I reach into the bag and I can't find grapes, but I'm sifting through keys. And so I look over to my left to try to kind of get an understanding. And I realize that it's this gentleman who's sitting beside me. It's his grapes that I've been eating the whole time. And I apologize to him, and he is, he's unabashed. He says, "No, it's okay. You must be very hungry. It's okay. I'm happy to share." And we were on our way to a beach town. And it turns out this gentleman grew up there. So he was telling us about his childhood of growing up there. And then I transitioned to walking along this beach. And it's just this beautiful sherbet sky. I'm on my own. There's no one else there. And I'm walking along and the waves are kind of crashing. There's some dogs that are playing. And I turn around and I see what looks like the aurora borealis in the sky. But it's not dark. It's still sunset. So I still have those orange sherbet colors. And then I have some green and kind of pink shimmers that are happening in the sky. And I notice below that is my friend who's kind of standing in between trees with a group of people that I don't know. And I'm waving at her and she sees me. And then I kind of transition into a different environment where it's more of like a concert, music festival, and I'm down on the ground level and I'm feeling the music, but I don't really recognize the music or anyone around me. And then I just wake up. I wonder if this friend was in this dream because she kind of maybe represents that next stage of life. She's accomplished all those things. She's sort of a bridge between my childhood and all of those things that I've had and experienced, but then also she's one of my closest friends that got married. She was one of the first of my close friends to get married. She has a toddler, and then she's recently announced that she's pregnant with her second child. So maybe then that's just kind of symbolic of where I feel like my life might be going. Well, I think because this gentleman started talking about his childhood experiences and the place that we were going, it just felt very comforting to talk to him and know that we were going somewhere that he had had positive experiences with, and he was saying such positive things about, and he was going back to himself. So I don't know that this was a place that was supposed to be new to us or if we'd been there before, but it kind of felt like it was a new adventure and that he was letting us know and comforting us that we were going to enjoy our time there. I feel like a lot of people in my immediate circle right now, we're kind of at the age where people are starting to realize that they're having struggles with it. So I personally haven't experienced that because I haven't tried, but a lot of people we're getting older, we're 33, my husband's a little bit older, and a lot of his friends and their partners are struggling. And there's a lot of medical intervention that is happening to try to, it's a means to an end, to see if they can become pregnant. I feel good. I feel younger than I am. It feels funny, like being a woman, having a biological clock set on you, because often you hear people say, well, gosh, I blink and I don't even recognize the person in the mirror. Certainly I don't feel that way yet, but I can see it coming up fairly quickly. And just knowing that fertility is such a time sensitive thing, that if you don't feel ready to enter that stage of life, but you're kind of forced to because you don't really have that many options, I'm again flexible to the point where I would be happy and excited to kind of enter that stage. But I don't think my joy in life would be completely determined based on, my ability to bring a child into this world. Kind of seeing like the dogs playing on the beach, it did really bring me back to a moment in the Philippines. There are dogs everywhere and there are beautiful beaches everywhere. So that, almost kind of in hindsight, looking back and thinking, it's how I think I felt when I was backpacking through the Philippines and I had this beach all to myself. And there were just these stray dogs there that were just kind of free, and everyone is worried about the dogs, but they are living their best lives. They're just so content and happy, and they're taking care of themselves and they don't need anybody. Not like the domestic dogs that we have that are kind of forced to abide by our schedule, and they don't really have a sense of freedom in any capacity. They have to enjoy what we let them enjoy. Just sort of nice to see that lack of control over these dogs. They just get to do what they enjoy, and they had the best time. They were enjoying frolicking, and that was just really nice to see. So that was a moment, like a very clear visual association. The colors of the Aurora Borealis were extremely striking. They were very beautiful. It like stopped me in my tracks, and it was really unexpected. I don't know. I think seeing them just made me feel very peaceful. It was nice that it didn't seem unnatural. It just seemed really beautiful. And it was just nice to kind of be in the moment, to be there, to appreciate it. And I didn't even, normally, I would think, oh, I wish everyone could see this. I wish this was something that I could show and maybe look to see, oh gosh, do you see that? That's so beautiful. But I didn't in that moment. I just appreciated it. I saw it. I loved it. And it made me feel really content. I was quite happy. It was just a nice feeling to just see it and appreciate it and be there.
Dream Logic is produced by me, Elias Campbell. Original score in this episode by Output 111. Sound mixing by Sarah Bassiano. Our theme music is by Sean Sutherland. Cover art by Stephen McLaughlin. Special thanks to our guest this week, Cailin. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at DreamLogicShow. If you have a dream you want to share, email us at dreamlogicpod@gmail.com. And please remember to rate, review, and subscribe. Thanks for listening.